Oral Story Collection by Group 4 from class 10A3. We had 4 stories for you. Now let's get started. The first story, Aura. Everyone loved the first day of school, right? New year, new class, new friends. It's a day full of potential and hope. Before all the dreary depression of reality show up to ruin all the fun. I like the first day of school for a different reason though. You see, I have a sort of power. When I look at people, I can sense a sort of aura around them. A colored outline based on how long that person has to live. Most everyone I met around my age is surrounded by a solid green hue, which means they had a plenty of time left. A fair amount of them have a yellow-orange tinge to their aura, which tends to mean a car crash or some other tragedy. Anything that takes people before their time, as they say. The real fun is when the aura ventures into the red end of the spectrum though. Every now and again I'll see someone who's basically a walking stoplight. Those are the ones who get murdered or kill themselves. It's just a rush to see them and know their time is numbered. With that in mind, I always get to class very early so I can scout out my classmate fate. The first kid who walked in was basically radiating red. I chuckled to myself. Too damn bad, bro. But as people keep walking in, they all had the same intense glow. I finally caught a glimpse of my rose-tinted reflection in the window, but I was too stunned to move. Our professor stepped in and locked the door. His aura, a sickening shade of green. The second story, Hen.
I sat on a bus on my way to school, listening to music and paying little no attention on the other students. At one of the stops, my mind snapped back to realities. I looked towards the small house. Tommy's house, I thought. A hand slipped through the drapes of the windows and waved the bus driver to move on. He is sick, I thought, paying no large amount of attention to the situation. The day flew by. I watched the local news channels after school, and what I heard paralyzed me. Tommy's entire family was murdered that day by an unknown suspect. After hearing this news, I moved back up to the room and quietly fell asleep. The next day, I sat on a bus. We drove past Tommy's house, and the bus driver, unaware of the fate of his whole family, stopped at his home. As I was about to get up and explain to her what happened, something caught my eye. A pale hand slipped through the drapes of the windows and waved the bus driver to move on. I sat on the bus, paralyzed.
The third story, Birthday. My daughter woke me around 11:15 last night. My wife and I had picked her up from her friend Sally's birthday party, brought her home, and put her to bed. My wife went into the bedroom to read, while I fell asleep watching the Brave game. "Daddy," she whispered, tugging my shirt sleeve. "Guess how old I'm going to be next month?" "I don't know, sweetie," I said as I slipped on my glasses. "How old?" She smiled and held up 4 fingers. "It is 7:30 now. My wife and I have been up with her for almost 8 hours. She still refused to tell us where she got them." The last story, Deja Vu.
It was a rainy night. I came back home and got wet. My parents weren't at home, so I'm now home alone. When I was taking a shower, I heard footsteps in the kitchen. I got dressed and went to the kitchen to get a drink. The fridge was opening, but I didn't see anyone there. I see someone run into the living room. I went to the living room and I saw the TV was turning on. I was so scared, so I ran to my bedroom. I heard some scary sound. It sounds like a ghost. Suddenly, the door opened. A woman with a white dress holding a knife. Her eyes were red, and she had some blood on her face. I shout very loud. All of a sudden, I wake up. Thank God, it was just a dream. I came to the kitchen to get some water. Suddenly, I heard the TV coming from my living room.
The end. Thanks for watching and happy Halloween!